Shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I heartily welcome all of you in the Language Online Lecture Series Day 2. At the outset, we, the team of Langley, need to thank all the participants who have joined with us by logging Zoom app and those who are watching us live on Facebook and YouTube channel. We have been receiving overwhelming response from all over India, from Nepal, Malaysia, Nigeria, Singapore, Thailand, and UAE. We, the team of Langley, received more than 120 registration in speakers category from all over the globe. I assure you, I will try my best to accommodate most of you during this lockdown period. Nationally and internationally acclaimed academicians who are in the pipeline now, Dr. Manjushri Sardesh Pandey, Dr. Rajshekhar Dr. Kashmira Mishra from Bhuj University, Dr. Xavier Singh from Dr. Om Joshi from Junagadh University, Dr. Mustajib Khan from Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Dr. Dilip Barad sir from Bhavnagar University, then Dr. Urmila Dabir, chairman of BOS Nagpur University, Dr. Arvind Navle sir, Dr. Sachin Ketkar sir, Dr. Sangeeta Ghodke ma'am, Dr. Shilpa Gauri Ganpule ma'am, Dr. Preeti Joshi ma'am, Dr. Sudhir Mugue sir, Dr. Vaibhav Sarnis, Dr. Vishnu Patil, Dr. Sharad Gadekar, Dr. Vinita Chopra, and there are quite surprising speakers from Nepal and Singapore who are going to deliver their lectures during these in the forthcoming days. We are also giving certificates uh, by by adding all the speakers' photo to all the participants who are joining through Zoom app or YouTube channel. Very soon you will receive the registration link to get the certificate. So don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, that is Language Educators. Friends, today we have with us a very talented academician, Dr. Pradnya Devidas Deshmukh ma'am. Dr. Pradnya Devidas Deshmukh ma'am is Assistant Professor of English in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru College, Aurangabad. She has completed PhD under the guidance of renowned scholar Dr. A.G. Khan sir. The title of her PhD is Cultural Location and Identity, Diasporic Experiences in Baspi Sidhwa and Chitra Banerjee. One book is to her credit. The title of the book is Nationalism and Transnationalism, Diasporic Experience in Baspi Sidhwa and Chitra Banerjee. She has completed minor research project, Critical Study of South Asian Women Writers under UGC grant. 3 students are awarded PhD under her guidance and 5 students are pursuing PhD uh, under her guidance. Her areas of interest are literature of diaspora, linguistics, ELT, cultural studies, then gender studies and women studies. She is invited as a resource person of gender studies on gender studies in refresher course Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad and Central University, Tripura. So it's my honor to invite Dr. Pradnya Kare Deshmukh ma'am to deliver her talk on gender sensitization in globalization. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Prashant. Uh, Good afternoon. Hello, friends.
Yes, good afternoon.
Uh, it's my honor to be part of this webinars, and really, it is very challenging to have dialogue without eye contact. But Dr. Prashant has given me opportunity to develop this skill in this period of lockdown. Thank you, Dr. Prashant.
Pleasure
The
is all
topic
mine.
which I would like to discuss or have a dialogue with you is gender sensitization in globalization. The need of gender sensitization has been felt through ages. Almost all kinds of human existence across the globe, particularly now in pre-COVID and post present lockdown period, we need discussion on gender sensitization awareness. Gender is not just a health issue, it is a profound shock to our society, economy. UN Secretary General recently announced horrifying global surge in domestic violence due to COVID lockdown. In this background, I think this dialogue or this lecture will really help us to think over this issue. I would like to share my screen with you. Yes.
It is already there.
Okay. Uh, just 1 minute. Yes. This is the outline of my presentation. What is the purpose of education? What is sex? What is gender? Stereotypes and gender bias. Globalization, aftermath of globalization, exploitation in globalization, gender equality during COVID-19, journey from Savitribai Phule to Enzai Malala, and how we are locked in false concept of beauty and how we change the present scenario. Friends, gender equality is the goal. If gender equality is the goal, to achieve this goal, gender sensitization is a mean. Through gender sensitization only, we can reach this goal. Gender equality, more than a goal, it is a movement action for meeting the challenges and reducing sustainable development and building good governance. So, the importance of gender equality is very much. Gender equality and non discrimination are fundamental human rights, and they are essential components of healthy, peaceful and prosperous world. Gender sensitization is the basic requirement to understand the sensitive needs of particular gender. When we talk about gender equality, we mean equal opportunities to all genders. You need opportunity of health services, education. These are the primary opportunities. Simply on paper, the health services are there. You will get free health service. You will get free scholarship for women education. Female will get free education. But what is important? Access is not there. There are many villages in our country where schools are there, hospitals are there, but access is not there. So when we want to achieve equality, then what is the first thing? Access is our right. We need access. Gender sensitization, we will see, are we able to achieve through present education system? What is the purpose of education? Education is a human right, an imperative for achieving the goals of equality, development, and peace. If we expect gender sensitivity in education, then what do we mean? It, gender sensitivity is not intended to put one gender ahead of another, and we aim at providing equal access of opportunities to both genders, to all genders. Gender sensitization means we should know oneself and control our behavior. The famous quotation I would like to read here is, give me an educated mother and I will give you a prosperous nation. Gender equality is for all the genders, Then only you can think of proceeding. Before going to know the what is gender sensitization, we need to know the difference between sex and gender. What is sex? Yes, sex is a natural, sex is a biological, physiological characteristic that define male and female and transgender. Sex is a person's genotype, phenotype, and are used to determine the person's sex. Now, it is high time we look at LGBT, as recently under section 377 Supreme Court has decriminalized the relationship of LGBT. We substitute sex with gender. Our birth is an accident. We are born as a female, we are born as a male, we may born as a transgender. Our sexuality comes from within him, her, or they. They is a pronoun used for transgender. Person may be born as a homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, depending on the partner he, she is attracted. Now, in many multinational companies, when the employee has to fill my spouse, this is not written there. In my domestic partner, because not necessary spouse may be wife or husband. He may be third gender also, he may be gay, he may be lesbian. So the multinational companies are writing on their form, instead of my spouse, the title is my domestic partner. Now we have seen what is sex. Let's see what is gender. Gender is a socially constructed role behavior based on social expectation from men, women. It varies from one society to another. Gender is a socio-cultural mandate. Gender is a discourse of femininity, masculinity. Gender is a perception. It is not real. It is learned behavior, a product of culture and its institution. Gender is notion of masculinity and femininity. For us, feminine gender, we call it as Mother India. Masculine gender, they may call it as a fatherland. For us, river is feminine gender. So gender is a perception. It is different for different society, a different country. This word was used for grammatical category. Now this word is used as a social construct. There are proverbs across the world, across the globe, and they show how gender is a social construct. And this proverb validate the male category. It validates the attitude of male that they can be a violent, they can be a harsh. Yes, I have some of the proverbs for you. One Iranian proverb is beat a cat and teach your wife a lesson. beat a cat and teach your wife a lesson. A Iranian mother on she tells her son that on the wedding night you should cut the throat of cat in front of your wife so that she will understand what type of husband you are and she will listen to you forever. Another proverb is beat your wife regularly. If you don't know why, she will know why. Another proverb is one cannot beat others' wife. One cannot beat others' wife. It means you can beat your wife. So society is giving license to physical abuse. The proverbs are suggestive. They suggest how what type of activity is expected from male and it is considered as a normal activity. Yes. Now we will see what gender. Sex, it is a physical change. Yes, as we know, female, male, or transgender. And gender is a social change. Another thing I have written is here it cannot be changed. Sex cannot be changed, but there is a question mark. Yes. Why there is a question mark? It can be changed now by the surgery of sex transformation. Recently, in 2019, in Bid, one police, her name was Lalita. After sex transformation, she became he. Now, his name is Lalit. Now, in 2022, uh, I was surprised to read in the newspaper he got married. Lalit got married with one female. Maybe next year or in couple of years, I will read the story. He may have children also. The things are changing. Yes. Last year, my daughter was learning in Queen Mary University of London. She was a law student. When we were filling her form, one column was there now sex and whether it is the same sex which was at the time of birth. So at the time of birth, you may be female and now you may be male. Yes. So the things are changing and our education system, the society is accepting this change and they are included in the mainstream. In couple last month when I was filling the form of IIQA for NAC, uh, for writing the information about the students, three columns were there. See, the things are changing. And so when we talk about we also have third gender also. Uh, you can see these slides of stereotypes and gender bias. Yes, generally, people studying gender studies, so they think it is women's issue. So gender is not a women's issue. This slide shows you the expected roles from women and the man. I'm not going to read all these things because you know what is expected from women and what is expected from man in the society. Our identity is in continuous flux. As our social identity is changing, our sexual identity is also changing. Roles are interchange. Men's are doing women's work, women are doing men's work. I hope you remember the movie Key and Ka. Arjun Kapoor was the protagonist in that movie, and he was very much comfortable doing household works. Recently, when I observed profile of marriage profile of male guy. I have written one. I have gone through one marriage profile, and what was written there? He can cook. He can cook. So the roles are changing, and the boys are assuring, yes, we can cook, we can take care of the family. So the identities are floating, gender roles are also floating. I got this quotation from Facebook. What is this quotation? Women, you are not rehabilitation centers for badly raised men. It's not your job to fix him, change him, parent or raise him. You want a partner, not a project. Generally, it is expected from women that she should raise her husband. Yes. स्त्री ही क्षणाची पत्नी असते आणि अनंत काळासाठी has some addiction. If your husband has no job, it becomes the responsibility of wife to cure the addiction. It becomes the responsibility of the wife and her parents to find their son-in-law. So this is the situation women are fortunate that they have their husband as a partner and not as a project. Yes, a United Nation recently uh, gender inequalities, particularly for women in the home, are becoming increasingly apparent during the pandemic. United Nations Women's He for She initiative hashtag He for She at Home campaign to inspire men to help share the burden in their households. In sharing these stories of positive male role models from around the world, we hope to inspire many more to do their fair share. Friends, this is a high time to help your family, particularly your wife. I can say your domestic partner, your children, and you can upload family doing household work. I think this will help us to change the scenario. Is gendered. Our language is gender biased language and gender sensitive language. Generally, we say the carpenter can perform his job in a better way. Carpenter can be a woman. So instead of saying his, you can say there. There is a not a plural pronoun here. It is a one of her test. One of the tests you must submit his resume. Instead of that, you can say his or her resume. Director must submit his report. You can say director must submit the report. We also is you should say chairperson because chairman actor actress you can go for performer. You say that this is not a man-made object. You can say this is a artificial object. So you can use gender sensitive language in many gender sensitive for using gender sensitive language. Student observe student throughout the year and then they give some credit to them. Here we can see this slide. uh, Inclusion of all genders is a sign of inclusion. We can see here picture of transgender activists, Congress General Secretary and in
Yes.
charge of Mahila Congress, making her the first transgender person to be appointed as an office bearer in party. We have
Sorry for the
other
interruption,
example.
ma'am.
Hello, sir. Yes.
Can you stop video and then you can deliver your speech so that the quality
Okay.
of the voice will get improved?
But your quality of voice is not getting nice.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Let me
Just
see. Let me see how I can stop the video. Uh,
it's okay if you
Stop video. Okay.
yes. Just click on
Yeah,
stop
I got.
video.
Yeah, I got. I
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go
Thank you,
ahead, ma'am.
sir. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. We have another example like Jyoti Madhu Kinnar, this transgender, they are coming in mainstream. Yes. Yes. Recently, third gender Priya Patil, she has joined Rashtravadi Congress, and she's working with them. This is the good example of transgender. They are coming in the mainstream. I couple of days before I saw one music program. I am not remembering the channel, whether it's Z or Gold, but Ganga is a one third gender character. She's a comparer of that program. So, gender sensitization is a process in which the people of all gender are taught to respect everyone, irrespective of gender, while acknowledging the difference. What is gender sensitization? It is nothing but you need to accept each other, each one, all gender should come in the mainstream. And I have tried to give you some of the example. Friends, life is not black and white. Yes, we don't have binary system in our life. Life is always inclusion of all gender should be there. Now, what is gender sensitization, which we'll try to see in detail? Uh, Gender sensitivity, friends, it is one basic requirement for normal development of an individual. Without being sensitive, we cannot understand the need of other gender, or even we never understand ourselves. When I'm talking about sensitivity, this is a very important characteristic of human being. Unfortunately, our education system, we are stuffed with facts and information, but we are lacking sensibility and sensitivity. We need these two things in our life, sensibility and sensitivity. Sensibility is related to intellect, and we have worked a lot on it to achieve. But sensitivity is related to your emotions. It is related to your intelligence. We don't have it yet. Unfortunately, we see lack of sensitivity in the society. I would like to give you one example. Two, three examples are, of course, in some newspaper couple of year before. In that office, women was the boss. Wife was having cancer. He requested he can take the care of his wife. The women boss refused to give the leave. Then he wrote letter to Prime Minister. He said, only sanction 3 days leave for me. Within 3 days, I will try to murder her first on first day, and within 2 days, I will try to complete all the cremation my duty. 2 3 years before I have gone through this news. So this is the example of lack of I was shocked to read their news. Here, male, an employee was also male. Yes, employee had a call from his son, and his son said that father, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling depressed. I'm fed up with all the challenges of the life. Myself. Please come. I want to talk to you. The employee requested that that he should go early permission of couple of hours, but the boss refused. And the father, when he reached home, his son has already suicided. So this is the example of lack of sensitivity. The lack of sensitivity is not gendered. Yes, we see the lack of sensitivity in female also, in male also, in gender sensitization is it involves raising awareness about gender issues and working towards and creating and enabling gender justice where women, men, and LGBT can work together with sense of personal security and dignity. What matters? Gender sensitization refers to the theories which claim that modification of behavior of teacher, parents toward children can have causal effect on gender equality. We as a parent, as a teacher, has to play significant role. If you are educated, if you are cultured, it should be reflected through your behavior. Yes, you are PhD holder, you are a top IITian. You should learn how to communicate with your neighbors, your colleagues. I don't think we are achieving gender sensitization through higher education. So what is important is your behavior. It should reflect through your behavior. Okay. Yes. As my topic was that gender sensitization in globalization. We are witnessing the aftermath of globalization. We are also witnessing the lockdown of COVID inside the country is significant feature of globalization which has stirred all spheres of life: free trade, economy, mobility, travel, technology, multiple identity, multiple homes. All these are related to globalization. Yes, sorry. Yes, you can see the aftermath of globalization. Yes, we see that environment is at risk, terrorism is there, capitalism, power is there, everything has changed. Globalization has given birth to unsustainable development. which has resulted in voiceless, ruthless, jobless, rootless, futureless, meaningless development. And we are witnessing it now. More than 50% of migrants have become jobless during the lockdown period of COVID. Another important thing which we observe in the age of globalization is exploitation. Exploitation of all gender. If you look at this picture, you will see and you will ask yourself, are we really gender sensitized people in the age of globalization? Yes, in the companies, you see whether all gender, whether she's a female, male, or transgender, they have to work more than 10 hours, more than 12 hours. If you have American client, you have meeting till night, late night, till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you have to work. So you have to work more than the capacity of your body. You have to work more than your physical and mental as a human being. These are some more pictures to show how you are burdened with excess of work. Another thing which we are facing today, which all the weaker genders have become the victim, is that of cyberbullying, the harassment, the discrimination, in the real world, but now we see in cyber world, in virtual world. We are unable to tackle real world problems, violence, etc. Yes, and we now face the virtual world problems, yes, where criminals are invisible. You are unable to find the criminal in the real world, but in the cyber world, really, it is a challenge. Not only female are at risk of cyberbullying. Yes, children, they also come in weaker sexes. They have also been victimized in this virtual world. We are in the age where we possess a digital identity, a digital presence. Yes, and now in lockdown, this virtual world. Yes, digital identity has become now a reality. If we want to make virtual world better, we need empathy for everyone and each one. Yes, every year, United Nations Women has its own motto or tagline for International Women Day. This year, their tagline was, I am Generation Equality, realizing women's right. The Generation Equality campaign is bringing together people of every gender, age, ethnicity, religion, and country to drive action that will create gender equality across the globe, and we deserve gender equality. They are not asking gender equality only for women. This year they have included all genders. Yes. Yes. During this COVID crisis, women, weaker sexes are at high risk, dear friends. Globally, women make up 70% of workers in the health and social sectors, and women do 3 times as much unpaid care work as men. So the risk of women has increased as they are working in this health sector, social sector. They are at increased risk of infection domestic violence, and loss of livelihood. It is predicted after this lockdown, through COVID war, women will be the first who will be losing their jobs. And it will be very difficult for them to come out of the home. Now we say stay home, stay safe. So we may continue saying them, oh, it is better to stay at home and stay home. So women are really at risk. Yes, need of gender sensitization was not only in traditional age or old age, but also the need is in present scenario. When Savitribai Phule went to school, stones were thrown at her. And when Malala went for education or school or for inspiring other to take education, instead of stone, bullets were thrown. So what is the similarity? Harassment is there, discrimination is there. It was there, it is there. Only change is instrumental. Earlier stones were thrown, now bullets are there. You have acid attack, you have petrol attack, you have cyber attack, you have all types of attacks. Yes, medium of harassment has changed. Mindset is same. Famous quote by Malala, I have not given here in the my PPT. She says, "Soul has no gender. We have begun to raise daughters like sons, but very few mothers have courage to raise their sons like daughter." That is a real challenge. Yes, we see women becoming the victim of all type of harassment. Yes, women is like a tea bag. You will never know how strong she is till you put her in hot water. Whenever she tells the story of her suffering, whenever I tell story of my struggles, suffering, my young friends, some of them are from Facebook, they have sent this picture to me. Yes, when life puts you in tough situation, don't say why me, say try me. Yes, I'm still trying. We all are trying. Here I can give you the example of Sindhutai Sabkar. Yes, I hope you have seen her movie also. She's from Maharashtra. Yes, in spite of her personal tragedy, she is mother of many children. So try me. Though I become the victim of mindset of the society, I will survive and I will take care of rest of the society. Friends, in this age of technology, we are locked in the false concept of beauty. This is the picture from Africa where the concept of false concept of beauty is fat is beautiful. If the girl is fat, she will get married earlier. And the milk of cat is given to her forcefully. And in India now we see what is the false concept of beauty? Slim is beautiful. Earlier, I remember when I see the old movies, the heroines were quite healthy, they were quite fat. But now we have the craze of uh, zero figure. These are some other false concept of beauty where we are locked. Yes, how should be your hair? Long, lustrous, thick, black hair, fair skin. Yes, and entire life, whenever I open the newspaper, how to become fair. Yes, how to improve the texture of your hair. Yes, when I am driving my own vehicle, when I see the boards, oh, you can lose your weight within 15 days. If you want to increase the weight, okay. Yes, if you want to change your skin, you want to make beauty, that hospitals are also there where aesthetic beauty has given. Beauty is given more importance. Yes, it is high time to go into ourselves. It should not be journey outside. It should be journey within. Now, in this lockdown period, yes, what we should focus, we should try to make our immune system healthy. Yes, instead of again focusing on the skin of our face or the texture of our hair. Friends, can we change this scenario? Can we bring gender sensitization? Can we increase sensitivity in the people? Yes. Can we combat with stereotype or stigma? Is there any solution? Yes, there is solution. It all depends on your attitude, your perspective. I like this sentence of Napoleon. I quote: "World suffers not because of violence of bad people, but because of silence of good people." People should not remain active. They should not remain passive. Another quote is very important. We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the aggressor, never the victims. Silence encourages tormentor, never the tormented. Yes. So when I express my problem to my colleagues, when I discuss my problem with my female friends, they keep mum. So it is general tendency. You become neutral, you will never take side. And you never take side, then you are taking the side of tormentor, or you are taking the side of the person who is gender bias at the workplace or or in the home also. Yes. How to become a better person? You need certain life skills. Yes. The first one is thinking skills. Yes. Your mindset should be good. You should have good reading. You should be with in good company so that your thinking can change. You need social skill. Now, what are these social skills? Nowadays, no one listen to each other. Yes, everyone is going through pain, suffering. But on social media, what is the famous emoticon? Yes, that is of smiley. Everyone is happy, you are going to weekend. Yes, but if you have any pain, it may be a psychological, physical, you may have any problem at workplace, at home, you may have domestic violence, you need to share someone. Yes, in this age of globalization, we are connected with social media, but people are not connected with each other. Earlier, we used to go to our mama's place, Maushi's place, our grandfather's place in the vacation. There, you used to open up, you used to share your experience. Now, that type of social gathering is not taking, and particularly here now in this lockdown, again this gathering has become the challenge. Yes, negotiating skill. Yes, earlier I talked about behavior. You should be appropriate. You should be patient when you want to listen someone. Yes, you should be able to communicate in proper words. Yes, emotional quotient, social quotient, along with IQ. Yes, IQ is important, but with IQ, Emotional quotient and social quotient are also important. The man who respects his sister, mother, respects every woman in the world. NAC has also given some guidelines regarding the gender sensitivity quality indicators. Yes, and all seven criteria you have to be aware of this gender sensitivity quality indicators. Recently, NAC has revised the guideline and asked each higher education institution to develop a gender sensitization action plan. Yes, recently I have prepared it for my institution. Uh, this is all these pictures are expected in the gender sensitization. You can see all genders are together, male, female of various ethnicity, various culture. They are working together. Different genders are also together. They are very compatible. If such is the situation at the workplace, the productivity will definitely increase and you will also gain mental peace, good psychological health. Otherwise, nowadays, all are talking about stress, depression. How can we change this situation? Means the gender sensitization, if you expect, you need to be multicultural. Multiculturalism, multilingualism, yes, multiple identity. These are the special feature of globalization. All countries are heterogeneous. Yes, no place is homogeneous. Here I would like to give you reference of Derrida's deconstruction. Go through the Derrida's deconstruction theory, you will understand the reality. No country can claim the homogeneous culture. This is the poem I love very much. Once you are a mother, you are a mother of all children. Yes. I like these first two lines. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. We should develop such a thinking that our children are part of us. They are part of us. So we should have empathy within us. Then only we can expect gender sensitization in the world. Again, I would like to quote Dalai Lama here. The planet does not need more successful people. The planet desperately needs more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of all kind. As I talked you earlier, emotional quotient is very important. Social quotient is very important. I like this sentence by Dr. Prakash Amte. It is in Marathi. ताकदीची गरज तेव्हाच लागते जेव्हा काही वाईट करायचे असते. नाहीतर फक्त प्रेम पुरेसं असतं. Love is sufficient to achieve gender equality, gender sensitization in our life across the world. We believe today we are citizen of the world. Yes. Corona has crossed man-made boundaries. Virus of COVID-19 can be controlled, but it is difficult to control virus of sexual violence, gender bias, patriarchy, terrorism, hatred. Our saint has rightly prayed for entire universe. हे विश्वचे माझे घर ऐसी मती जयाची स्थिर किंबहुना चराचर आपणची जाहला. This is high time to pray for entire universe. We can use this lockdown period for awareness of social issues. each other, respect each other. It's only the giving that makes you what you are. Stay home, stay safe. I hope I could give justice to this subject, gender sensitization in globalization. Thank you very much for being with me, and thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, there are two
Hello.
questions.
Okay, yes. Shall I
One is,
start my video now?
yeah, you can.
Uh, I hope, Prashad, I have not spoken more than 50 minutes.
It's okay,
Or
not an issue, ma'am.
sorry. Yeah, I have started my video. Yes.
Okay, Diksha Kadam wants to ask a question first.
Yes, sure.
Okay, Diksha, you can ask a question.
Hello.
Hello, Diksha?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, till now we can take another question. Yel Santosh Kumar wants to
Yes.
ask you, women,
Okay.
even though they have economical independence, yet then
Huh.
their voices are being muted. What is your opinion about this?
Yes, yes. Because see, it is a male are programmed from ages to suppress the women. Okay, right? Though the women is economically independent, but she is internally colonized. Even I used I feel sometimes guilty while spending the money because my mind is programmed in that way right from the childhood. So it is all depending on the gender aspect, the way men are expected to grow. See, you know the famous sentence by Sarah Bua. She said that women are not born, they are made. But I can say men are not born, men are also not born, they are also made. Mother, father, grandfather, grandmother always keep on telling boys, male child, oh, it is you should control her, otherwise she will spoil you. So it is up, it is all depending on the way you are programmed, the way the male are programmed. I hope.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Uh,
Another question
yes,
by Madhura. What kind of activities can be conducted for students for gender
yes,
sensitization awareness?
yes. NAC has suggested recently that you can have gender sensitization sale in your college. This gender sensitization sale is quite different from ICC internal complaint cell. Yes, through this cell, you can have various activities such as you can have seminar, you can have group discussion, you can prepare some videos. Yes, recently, my son is here with me due to lockdown. He is working from home. He's helping me in cooking. I have taken his photographs and I have sent to my family group. And I'm very proud to tell that, see, my son is helping me. So you have to share your videos. You have to arrange some programs which will change the present scenario, which will change the mindset.
Yeah.
A
Regarding
group,
this, in NAC, under the gender sensitization, which
yes.
programs needs to be included?
Uh, you can have program related to their health issues, their women's health issues, psychological issues. First you need to make your student aware of different sexes. Yes, there may
Yes,
be in our we have our college at Soega also, Sant Gnaneshwar Mahavidyalaya. One case was there. One student has gone through the sex transformation surgery. Earlier he was male, and then he became female. So these issues should be discussed openly with students. Such a You can invite such a person who have gone through sex transformation, because we feel very odd to talk openly on it. As I told you, sex is a natural, gender is unnatural. So you have to differentiate between sex and gender. For this you can organize some lectures, you can prepare some videos and show to your students. Guest lecture can be there. You can have some drama. You can have poetry competition or essay competition. There are various ways
ma'am. There is
you
another
can.
question by Dr. Ramnath.
Yes, yes,
How can we sensitize the people from rural areas?
yeah, yeah. You have to go with them. You have to mix with them. Yes, you can't marginalize anyone and expect to do gender sensitization through education. You can do this activity. That's why NAC has inculcated uh, gender sensitization, has asked us to inculcate gender sensitization in all criteria, in 7 criteria. For example, the first criteria is of curriculum. Yes, you can add some course, certificate course, some credit based course of gender sensitization. When they go home, they will sensitize their parents, they will sensitize their neighbors. So this way we can do it. Every institution, all the organization, whether it is national, international, corporate sector, schools, everywhere, these gender sensitized modules are there. They are asked to run this module. Recently, when my son is now here, and he showed me some modules are there. They have to solve that modules, go through that modules, and they have to increase, or what you can, they are sensitized through that modules, how to accept each other, how to respect each other, how to behave with each other.
Thank you, ma'am. The last question is by Deepak Gaikwad.
Yes,
Is there any set format for gender audit in educational institutions?
yes. I have forgot to tell you that it is compulsory in NAC. You have to do gender audit.
Okay.
I have made gender audit. I have We have formed one committee. We have taken the permission of our management. Our principal is there. Our chairman of ICC is there, and they have done the gender audit. They have gone through all the activities which are performed by the various departments, particularly ICC, and they have shown the outcomes. They have also focused on the objectives. Audit is very essential for institution. It is
Okay.
there. It has to be there. We
Thank
have
you,
to
ma'am.
do it.
There is a last question by Neeraj Kende. Is
Yes.
religion responsible for gender inequality? What would be the role of religion in it?
See, uh, in that angle, I have not done my research
Okay.
or study. Whatever I have spoken today, these are all the observations.
Yes.
Okay. What matter is the culture. You may be of different religion, but what culture you have in your home. So I think
Yes, ma'am.
culture matters a more.
Yes.
Culture matters a more than religion,
True. Thank you
because
very much,
there may be
ma'am.
two. Okay. Hope I
Yes.
have not taken more
No,
time.
no, no, ma'am. You have done a wonderful job. Thank you very much for
Uh,
your wonderful, informative, interactive, fruitful, eye-opening, thought-provoking, and realistic picture of gender sensitivity around the globe. I thank all the
Thank you.
participants for their active participation. And thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you.